Hello intros! What I'm going to show you today is how we're going to be converting between metric units of measurement. So just like Mr. Bonyu spoke about in the video, or Ms. Levine spoke about in the video, if you've watched those already, we are sticking exclusively to metric. So what are our metric units that we use? We have something called a gram. We have something called a kilogram. We have something called a milliliter. I spelled that wrong. There we go. And we have something called a liter. So those are the four that we're going to use all of the time. If you're looking at a recipe and you see ounces, cups, teaspoons, tablespoons, pounds, we forget about all that. This is the beauty of the metric system, is that we're able to convert between them very, very easily. When you deal with converting between pounds and ounces and cups and teaspoons, it's much more complicated. That's why scientists all around the world, even Americans, stick with these forms of measurement. Does that make sense? All right, so what we have to first look at is why we're going to be doing this in a kitchen environment. So in a kitchen, you may convert a recipe and you might end up with something written like 0.2 liters. And you need 0.2 liters of white stock. All right? Now, for those of you who can just do that in your head and say, well, that's 200 milliliters, that's great. For some of you, you won't be able to do that. But why do we need to change this? Well, if you look at a measuring cup, you'll notice on the side, if you have a small amount, it's not going to be expressed in liters. Instead, for small amounts, it's going to be expressed in milliliters. All right, so we would have to then change this. And there's a lot of examples of how this goes. All right, now obviously at home, this environment, it's a little bit differently, but we will still want to teach you the way to do this. So, first off, let's look at the relationship between grams and kilograms, milliliters and liters. So, how many grams makes up a kilogram? We need 1,000 grams to equal 1 kilogram. Same thing goes for milliliters and liters. We need 1,000 milliliters to equal 1 liter. So that relationship is what we're going to have to always remember. So I'm going to write this up here in the corner just for you to see for after. And we're just going to shorthand. All right, and then 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. So I'm going to erase this. Okay, and again, we're going to keep on referencing this relationship as we go through here. So, how do we actually go back and forth? All right? What we need to do is, if we have something written as grams, let's say we have 2,450 grams, and we want to change that to kilograms. All right? The way we're going to do that is we're going to we're going to divide by 1,000. So if you do that at home, in your head, calculator, doesn't matter, okay, you're going to end up with 2.45 kilograms. All right? Same thing goes for milliliters. So let's say, for example, we had 1,250 milliliters. We want to change it to liters. We again are going to divide by 1,000, which gives us an answer of 1.25 liters. So you'll notice grams and milliliters going to kilograms or liters, we're always dividing by 1,000. All right, let's go the other way now. So if we're gonna go back, let's say for example, we have 2.5 kilograms, and now we want to go to grams. We are instead going to multiply by 1,000. So that would give us 2,500 grams. Let's say we have 0.7 liters. Same thing. We want to go to milliliters, so we are going to, you guessed it, multiply by 1,000, which gives us 700 milliliters. Okay, folks, so this is the key thing to remember. As long as you can remember why we're doing it, first and foremost, because that's important. You don't always have to do this. Okay, it just depends on how your recipes are expressed. Which units make the most sense to use based on the equipment that you need to select as well. Okay, guys? So a few examples I'd like you to do at home. I'm going to write on the board here for you. And on your Google Classroom as well, you're going to see that there are also a bunch of examples for you to do. Here's a couple more just to get you practicing a little bit. So let's say 2.5 liters. How would we write that? 1,250 milliliters. How would we write that? 6.2 kilograms. How would we write that? And let's go 4,500 grams. How would we write that? So if you can understand how to get from liters to mils, mils to liters, you'll know how to do grams to kilograms or kilograms to grams. Same thing, multiplying by 1,000, dividing by 1,000. And that's all I have for you today, folks. Have a good day.